Welcome or welcome back to Crafts by KMW. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and for watching it. I really appreciate it and I hope you enjoy it. I'm really excited about this video. This is my now annual countdown of the previous year's favorite supplies, crafting items, etc. So the first one that I made was for 2022. That was the first year of my channel. And for that one, I went through all of the supplies and items that I already had, picked my favorite 15, ranked them, and counted them down. For this one, I am using items that I bought in 2023, at least most of them. A few of them are items that I've had for a while, but for one reason or another, they weren't on the countdown last year, and or they are items that I use more now for some reason. And I'll probably share that as we go through. You can still watch the video from last year on the channel if you'd like to watch it before this one or after, whatever. I love making these videos and I love watching them too because I get so many ideas for products that I might not have been aware of or knew about, but just was hesitant about buying because I didn't know if they really worked or how they worked. So I really hope that you find something of interest in this video. If you do, let me know in the comments. Let me know what products you have that you really like, or if you have any of these products and you use them and like them as well. And let me know if you agree with my ranking. It was really hard to rank these items. I love them all. I recommend them all. And it was hard to put them in order from 10 to 1. And I have 2 honorable mentions. But I did it, and I would love to know if you agree or if you think that I got it wrong. So let me know. I read and respond to every comment I get. All right, so let's get started. So number 10 is fixative. Now, I will say it's not necessarily this brand of fixative. I actually like the Sennelier fixative. And you can get that on Amazon. I also buy it from my local art store. It's really expensive. It is like $22 a bottle, as opposed to, I think this was 9 or 10. But it is a much, much better product. This one works. However, I found that after I sprayed this one, and after the pages dried a little while, like maybe a day or two, I would go back and there would be color bleed through on the other side of the page. And the only thing I can think of is that it was this fixative that did it. I often use multiple supplies on pages, so I'll use markers and pencils and chalk pastels. But whenever you use chalk pastels, you really need to use a fixative or a sealer, because if not, the chalk will transfer onto the page behind it or in front of it. So you need to seal it. And I think this fixative interacted with some of the markers that I used, particular colors like a purple. I think there was a green that kind of had some bleed through, and they were just Crayola markers. So I am actually not going to be using the Krylon anymore. I'm going to buy another can of the Sennelier. But in general, fixative is really important to have if you use chalk pastels. It's really helpful too if you use colored pencils. Like I have found that in my Hannah Carlson books, my Prismacolor pencils leave a residue. And so I'll color a page with colored pencils. I'll close the book. I'll come back to it. And some of the pencil has transferred onto the next page. Sometimes it's reds or blues. It really doesn't matter what color. It's pretty much any color. And I think it's just because of the type of paper that's used in Hannah Carlson's books. So I am going to be spraying with fixative those pages, even though it's colored pencil. And I normally don't spray my colored pencil pages in any other books, but I have found there's been a lot of transfer in Hannah's books. So fixative is really helpful for your waxy supplies as well as chalk pastels. I don't think it would work on oil pastels. I don't use oil pastels in my coloring books because they are oily and greasy. I think they will stain the paper, but I think it's really important to have a fixative. There's tons and tons of brands available, lots and lots of price points. Like I said, this one was about $10. The one that I like, Sennelier, is $22. You can get different sizes. Usually they're anywhere from like 10-ounce cans to maybe 15, 16-ounce cans. And you can find them pretty much anywhere. Anywhere there's art supplies sold, you will be able to find fixative. But I think this is a must for any artist or colorist. All right, number 9 is my Artify set of pastel colored markers. So these are featured in a haul video, and then they're also featured in their own video where I test them, explore them, and review them. So I'm not going to go into too much detail, but if you are looking for alcohol markers and you don't want to spend the money to buy the OG Mac Daddy Goat Copics, which are a ton of money, and even though there's a Hoo-Hoo, which are really good, they're comparable to the Copics and they are cheaper, but they're still kind of expensive. If you want to go even cheaper and even more economical, I think the Artifys are a really good choice. This is a set of 48 pastel colors. They have multiple different sets of different color sets. They have like brights, they have your basics, they have neutrals, and I think they sell them in large sets too. I don't know how many markers they have total in their set, but I would assume it's more than 100. And these are really good, well priced. So for this set, I paid $25.19. I think I did get a bit of a discount, but it wasn't that much. I think if these were discounted, the regular price is probably like $27. So they're a really good deal. They're a pretty good marker. The shades are nice and light, which is what I was really looking for, because even though I have light colored markers, a lot of them are just too dark. And so this was a really nice set. It has a wonderful box, very sturdy. You can keep them in this box. It's magnetic. It just closes with the magnets, and it's not too fat. I don't know if I can show you. It's not too fat, so you can keep it on a shelf or even in a drawer. So I would totally recommend these markers if you're looking for a good quality but not super expensive alcohol marker. All right, number 8 is texture paste. So I knew about texture paste for many years, but I had just never taken the plunge and bought it. And I don't know what it was in 2023 that made me buy it, but I did. So I bought 2 different kinds, and these were in sets of 2. So these 2 came together. So these 2 are Lunar Paste, and this is by Ranger. And then I bought these, which are also by Ranger, but these are Tim Holtz. And this one is translucent and this one is opaque. Now, Texture Paste is great. It doesn't come in a really large jar, so you're not making a huge commitment that way. Like if you don't really like it or don't use it a lot, it's not like you have a ton of stuff that you're wasting. It is kind of expensive. Each of these jars separately were $10. This one is, let me see, I'm looking at, is like 2 fluid ounces, and this was $10. It is very sparkly. It's very pretty, but $10 is a lot for a little container of stuff. So these are expensive. Now, I know you can buy cheaper ones at art stores, on Amazon, Blick, Michaels, Hobby Lobby, and there's all different sizes as well. It seemed to me like most of them came in these small sizes, like 2 to 3 fluid ounces. And I do imagine that part of the reason is that they can dry out, so you don't want to have a really big jar and then only get to use a portion of it and the rest of it gets ruined. So I recommend these. These are great for adding texture and a little bit of pizzazz. They can be applied with a paintbrush, with your fingers, with a palette knife. Really, really nice. So let me show you a couple of the pages that I use these on. So this is one that I just did. So this is a Christmas color along that's on the channel from December in Vintage Christmas Greetings by Marty Noble. And I used the gold texture paste, this one, on the border here. And you can see how sparkly it is, how shiny it is. It was really easy to apply. I used it with a stencil. You just have to let it dry, and you get this nice raised, really pretty addition to your coloring pages. And then I also used the translucent on this page. This is actually a tutorial on my channel, and I'll hold it up to see if hopefully you can see. So hopefully you can see the shine. I used the translucent texture paste to get the look of glass. Now, it didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted it to. It's not as flat and as, I don't know if sheer is the right word. It's more textured than I wanted. It almost looks like textured glass, like that bubbly glass. But I think it still looks pretty good. It gives the fishbowl a nice shine, and it does look like glass. When you're looking at it in person, it does look glassy, and that's what I wanted. And by the way, this is from The Beauty of Horror 2, Giuliana's Creepatorium by Alan Robert, just to let you know. I think part of the problem too was that this is just a very large area to use the texture paste on. It was hard to get a very smooth, that's the word I was looking for, smooth. It was very hard to get a smooth surface. I used a paintbrush, I used a palette knife, and it just didn't really work out. But I have another book where I'm going to use the translucent texture paste on a smaller area, and I'm hoping that will work out better. But if you're looking for some fun, looking for something to use with stencils, looking to add a little 3D interest to your pages, texture pastes are a really great product to have. And you can color them. They come in all different colors. You can add paint, you can add pigment, you could add ink. And that's one reason why I bought white, because I could get a whole lot of other colors out of it without having to buy more containers of texture paste. All right, the next item is not a new item, at least not to me. It is spray inks. So here's my basket of spray inks. So I'll take some of them out. So Here's one example. I have a lot of these. These are by Tattered Angels. Unfortunately, they're not making these anymore, but sometimes you can find them on eBay from private sellers. They can be quite expensive, but if you can find the Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist, I think these are the one to go with. I love these. They come in a million colors. They come in sets. They work really well. They're really pretty. And I just really like those. But I also have, I bought a couple from iZinc. So I bought a set of these. I think I bought like 4 of these. I think they were Christmas colors. So I got a red, a green, maybe a silver and a gold. Maybe there's a white in there. I'm not sure. But I got these from iZinc. And then I also have, I think I have some, I have a Perfect Pearls one. There's not too many in here. This is by Ranger. And I'm not sure if this is associated with Tim Holtz. Like Tim Holtz and Ranger kind of go together. And I may have a Tim Holtz in here somewhere as well. But I love, love, love Glimmer Mist. So let me show you, or spray inks. So this is in Beauty of Horror 6 by Alan Robert. So here I used a red to make it look like blood splatter. And then I also did the same thing here. You can get a really fine mist look like here, or you can spray them closer and get more splotchy. They can be used with stencils. They can be used on their own. Tattered Angels has one that is totally clear. It just gives a glitter, like a glimmer, a shine. And you could spray that like all over a page. If you had like a snow scene or an outdoor scene or water, you could give your water like a really pretty sparkle. So these are just lovely. I absolutely love them. I've had them for years. I keep buying more. As you can see, some of my bottles, like this one's almost gone. This is the one I actually used in that book I just showed you. So this is almost gone. Unfortunately, this is a Tattered Angel, so I'm probably not going to be able to buy another one. But I will probably have to buy another red. But great, great product. Adds a lot of fun and whimsy to your pages. And they can be used in scrapbooking, journaling, other paper crafts, home decor, tons and tons of uses for those. All right, so the next one is this little pencil roll. So this one I bought out of frustration. I often travel with my coloring. So I'll take coloring if I'm just traveling, or if I'm going to someone's house, I'm staying there for a while. I'm going to my sister's. And I was using pencil cases and pencil boxes. And those are so cumbersome. You have to dig through them. I often had to empty the whole box in order to find what I was looking for. And then you have a big mess in front of you. And I was like, I got to stop the madness. I have to figure out something better. And so I found this on Amazon. This one was $11.99 or $12. And as you can see, I don't know, I would say, I'm not sure exactly how long this is. Let me measure it. So it's about 8 inches long. And this one, I don't know if this is a 36 hole one, but basically it's cloth and it rolls up, it ties with a string. This one is a cat pattern, which if you've watched other videos on my channel, you know I have a cat. I love cats. And so not a big surprise that I would buy a cat pattern one. And you unroll it to reveal your supplies. So I don't know, this one might be a little bit more than 36. It might be 50. I still have a ways to go to the end, but I just don't have room on my table to unroll it totally. But it has these loops, just like a pencil case, and you can roll it out in front of you. It lies flat. You have easy access to all of your pencils or pens or whatever you put in here, and you can put them back neatly. You know, when I take this one out, I can put it right back in the same place if that's where I want it. These are Prismacolor pencils. I have 2 or 3 of each color, so I am able to leave them in this pencil roll, and then when I'm coloring at home, I can just use them from my other stash. I have a few gel pens in here. I have my battery operated eraser, but it keeps everything nice and compact. You just roll it back up. Everything is protected. You tie it up, and then you don't have to worry about your stuff falling out. You don't have to worry about losing anything. You don't have to worry about pencils breaking, because we know when the pencil leads break, they're really hard to sharpen and use. So I just love this little thing. It's a simple little tool, but it has really made my life easier. I'm actually thinking of getting another one to put some of my Brutfuner pencils in, so I can rotate, sometimes take my Prismas, sometimes take a set of Brutfuners to use. But I highly recommend this. They come in, you know, lots of different colors, lots of different manufacturers make them. I think you can get them smaller. I don't know if you can get them larger, like with more holes in it than 50, but you might be able to. So great little product. Has really helped me organize and made my life a lot easier. So the next one, this is number 5. So we're in the top 5 now. Woohoo! So this is my AFMAT battery operated pencil sharpener. I did do a video on this in a haul video, and this is a really nice pencil sharpener. I really like it. It has 2 different settings, so you can make it a little duller or a little bit sharper. It is, I would say it's about 7 to 8 inches tall, so it's not really big. It's not large around. I would say this is probably like 3.5, 3 inches wide. So it doesn't take up a lot of room on your desk or area. The cover comes off for easy disposal of the shavings. I have found that it has not gotten clogged or anything like that. And if it does, like sometimes I'll put a pencil in and it doesn't sharpen it right away. I'll just empty the shavings, kind of shake it out, and then I try it again and it works fine. It has a USB charger, so the charging port is in the back, so you can charge it, and it lasts a long time. The charge is, like, for me, and I probably, when I color, and I would say I probably color at least 4 to 5 times a week. When I color, I get probably a month's charge out of this. So it's really good. It has a nice battery. The only problem I have with this model is that the hole is not adjustable. If I were to buy another one, and when this one conks out and doesn't work anymore and I need to buy another one, I'm going to make sure the new one I buy has an adjustable hole, because I have some Spectrum Noir color blend pencils that are a little thicker, and I cannot sharpen them in here. The hole is not big enough and it doesn't adjust. That's my only complaint with this. Otherwise, it's a great little pencil sharpener. It was $30.99 or $31. I don't think I got anything off of this. So I think that is pretty much the retail price on Amazon. But AFMAT, as I was researching and looking up their pencil sharpeners, they make a lot of these. They have a lot of different models. They have cheaper ones than this. They have ones that are way more expensive. They have a lot more bells and whistles. So you can get whatever kind of AFMAT sharpener that you would like within your budget and that fits, you know, your needs and what you need it to do. So highly recommend. I really recommend a battery operated pencil sharpener. It has saved me so many hours of twisting and grabbing with my hands. And so I highly recommend these, and you can get an electric one, battery operated, for a decent price. And I think it's worth putting the money into that investment. All right, number 4 is a silicone brush. Now, I actually have 2 of these. The other one I have is a little bit thicker. It's probably like 1.5 inches thick. I bought these as a set on Amazon. They were $10.99, and this is one of the best buys that I bought in 2023, other than my number 1 pick on this list. But these are fantastic. They are made of silicone. They're very flexible, but they are non-porous. So when you are using it, first of all, you don't have bristles, so you don't get the lines of the bristles. You do get sometimes lines because these edges are pretty, I'm not going to say sharp, but I mean they're pointy edges here. They're straight, sharp edges. So you can get lines forming from that, but if you just smooth it out with the very tip, it usually takes it away. But the best part about this silicone pencil is, or pencil, I have pencils on the brain now. This silicone brush is that it does not absorb any of your medium. So if you're using paint or texture paste or whatever it is, Mod Podge, when you're using a bristle brush, that medium gets inside the bristles and it's really hard to get it all out and use it. So then when you're washing the brush out, you're seeing a whole lot of your medium, your paint, whatever, go down the drain with the water. And with this brush, you don't have that. None of whatever you're using absorbs into the brush, absorbs into the silicone. And actually, depending on what you're using, like if you're just using paint, all you need to do is just wipe it clean. You don't even need to put it in water. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so amazing. Not only is it better for the environment and for the water supply, but it's also better for your pocketbook because now you're going to get more use out of that container of texture paste or that container of paint or whatever it is that you're using, because none of it is going to be wasted through the brush. So I highly recommend these. I'm sure there are lots and lots of more sizes. When I bought them, I wasn't sure I was going to like them, so I just bought a pack of 2, but I am definitely going to buy some more in 2024 because I think they're fantastic, and now they're really the only paintbrushes I want to use. They're economical, they work really well, and they're just a really great value. All right, number 3 is the Sakura Jelly Roll Glazed Pens. So if you've watched some of my recent color alongs, you will have heard me talk about these. I love these pens. They are so much fun, and I will never not have them anymore. Since I've started using them, I just absolutely adore them. So they come in a wide range of colors. I think there's like 10 or 11 colors. They also have a clear one. And basically these give a raised and shiny look to whatever you color with them. So I'm going to pull out my Beauty of Horror 6 book again. So hopefully you can see this. So this mug I colored with the black glaze. So it's really shiny. It has a really nice shine. And it is a little bit raised. The amount of raise you're going to get, or 3D-ness, I think is going to depend on the paper. So this paper is probably a little bit absorbent. So I think it absorbed a little bit of the marker. So it's not as raised as it probably should be, but it does give a little bit of a raised look. It's very shiny. So these are great to use on things that should be shiny, like plates or cups or metal or blood. And they're just amazing. You can also use these. They're marketed by Sakura to be used on non-porous surfaces like glass. So I think you would get more of a 3D look on a non-porous surface. I haven't used them on anything like that. I would love to know if you've used these pens on anything non-porous. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know how it works. I don't think I ever will. I think I'm just going to keep using these on paper, but I absolutely love them. Prices will vary. It depends on where you buy them. You can get them from about $2 a piece up to $5 or $6 a piece. Amazon sells some of the colors in singles, and they also sell the packs. The black, the white, and the clear come in 2 packs. And then, like, this is a blue. The blue either comes in singles on some sites or in the pack of 10 or 11. And like Blick.com, they sell almost all the colors in singles. And I think on there it was like $2 for each one. So you might have to look around a little bit to find them. I started with the big pack of 10. And then as I started to love them, I started buying the singles. I think I have right now about 8 of the black. I just use them all the time, like for little girls' shoes, for, eyeballs, for so many things. They just give a really nice raised look. So now we are into the top 2. So, and either one of these could have been number 1. It was kind of hard to choose. So number 2 is the Ohuhu set of 24 acrylic paints, metallics. So I did a full video on these. They're in the haul video when I bought them. And then I also did a full video of these where I talk about them and review them as well. I'm pretty sure. Now I'm kind of thinking, second guessing that. Maybe I don't have a separate video. I don't know. It could just be in the haul video, or I could have a separate video. I'm not exactly sure. But I know I talked about these in depth because I absolutely love them. These are some of the best paints I've ever bought. And I'm not an expert on paint by any means, but I've been a crafter for more of the years than I want to admit. I've used a lot of different types of paint and different manufacturers, and I could honestly say that these are just wonderful. They're nice and thick. They go on really nicely. They're super shiny, super metallic, and they work well with water. You can thin them. So I just want to show you really quickly. They're just the little 2-ounce bottles. But these are great. They come in great colors. There's even a peach. There's several golds. There's red. There's green. Just lovely, lovely, lovely paints. So I do have a page that I use these paints on. So this is from Hannah Carlson's Daydreams. And I use these paints on the water. So here you can get a glimpse of what the page kind of looks like. And I did the water with the Ohuhu metallic paints. I think I used 4 or 5 of the colors. I used a couple of the blues. There's like a sea green. I used silver. I think I used white. And I used black as well. But absolutely love. They were so easy to work with, and I think they really take this page to a new level. This is not one of my favorite pages in the book, but I think with the metallic paints, I think it made the page come alive and makes it look so much better. So I would highly recommend the Ohuhu metallic paints if you are looking for metallic paints. I'm assuming they have regular paint too, like not metallics. If you can buy Ohuhu paints, I definitely would give them a try. Really high quality. So now we are up to number 1. And this is probably the best thing I bought in 2023 that is arts and craft related. And if you are like me and have a lot of pencils or a large pencil set, like I have the Brutfuner 520, I know I saw on Facebook a lot of people were getting or bought for themselves the Color 520. And if you have a large set of pencils, you really need this or something like it. So this is, all right, I'm gonna have to move this up a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Let me see if I can get it all in the screen for you. All right, it's pretty big. So this is, I'm not sure I know how to pronounce the name. It's Teyga, maybe Teyga, but this is the Teyga Craftly bamboo rotating pencil holder. I love this. I don't think I could love it more than I do. I have my Brutfuner 520s in here. A lot of the pencils are messing. They're kind of flopping all over because I have a bunch of the pencils out because I've been using them. So it is made of bamboo. See if I can tip it up a little bit for you without letting all the pencils fall out. So you can see what it looks like on the side. I did talk about this and review it in one of my haul videos, so you can check that out too. It has 9 containers, 8 on the outside that are kind of triangular. So actually, let me take these pencils out and I can show you the container. So here's the container. So it's triangular shaped, bamboo wood, has a little opening so you can easily pull it out or put it back in. All of these are movable, so you can move them around, take them out, put them back in. The center one is octagonal. And you can hold, I don't know exactly how many pencils each section holds, but it holds a good amount. And the whole thing together will hold 550 pencils. So I thought that was perfect for my 520 set of Brutfuners. You could definitely use this for other things as well. I'm sure it would hold a lot of gel pens, markers, but just know that you may have to adjust the number that you would get in there because gel pens and markers normally take up a little bit more room. But yeah, it is amazing. The wood is nice and flat, nice and smooth, and it looks like it has been covered with a little bit of like a clear varnish to protect it, but it looks beautiful on your table. It is movable, so you can lift it. Now, I will say with the 520 pencils in it, and I probably have 30 out. So there's probably about 490 pencils in here. It does get a little heavy, but if you can, deal with that for a few seconds, if you're moving it from table to table or whatever. I wouldn't say it's exactly travel friendly, but I guess you could travel with it if you packed it up well and, made sure that it didn't have a lot of room to move around. You wouldn't want your pencils to shake too much because, again, you don't want the leads to break. But just a lovely piece. When people come over who are not crafters at all, they look at this thing and they're like, oh, where can I get one? You know, I could use this for this or that or whatever their ideas are. So I bought it on Amazon. I don't know if I already said that. And it was $65.95. I am pretty sure that I got a discount on it. I don't know if it was a sale from the company or an Amazon sale. I don't know exactly what the regular price was. I don't think the discount I got on it was that much. So regular price might be around $70, but it is 150% worth it. I can pull out whatever color I'm working on and have it there and then put it back. It's just such a pleasure. And it looks great on your table. It's easy to access. You can turn it around and bring whatever color you need in front of you. I have mine organized by colorway. So I 100% would recommend this. Now, I don't know if there's other companies that make something like this. At the time I bought it, I didn't really see a whole lot that were similar to this. And I really didn't see any that held as many pencils. Like there are a lot of caddies like that. Like I have a bunch of small ones. I have these, and these don't hold nearly as many. So you can find a lot of those caddies, but to find one that holds as many pencils as that, there's a small number of them. But if you can find one, I highly recommend it. I do recommend this particular one by Teyga, T-E-Y-G-A, or Teyga, because it's very well made, very strong. It's wood. It is just lovely, and it is a really great great product, and I think will be able to be used for many, many years to come. They actually market it for kids. So I would definitely say that it is pretty strong and sturdy to withstand kids using it for their art products. So there is my top 10 from 2023. I do have 2 honorable mentions. So let me move this out. So the first honorable mention, I can bring you back down now. So the first honorable mention is stickles. So I have a bunch of stickles. I have a bunch of different colors. I use these primarily when I was doing a lot of paper scrapbooking. Now I do more digital scrapbooking, but I love these. There's sparkly ones, metallics, just regular colors, and they're so easy to use. You just squirt them out. You can add cool effects. They make whatever you use them for more 3D. So they kind of work like the glazed gel pens that I just showed you a few minutes ago. They're not very expensive. It will depend. These are made by Ranger, which is the same company that makes the Tim Holtz products. And you can find these anywhere probably from $1.50 to $3 or $4. I think it probably depends on the size. So this one is an actual Tim Holtz one. And this one is called Clear Rock Candy. Oh, sorry, I didn't move that over enough. This one's called Clear Rock Candy. And this one's smaller than this one. And this one was probably closer to $3 because, again, it is a Tim Holtz one. But there's lots of colors. There's clear. These would be great to use for like snow in a winter page. So these are really nice to get. You can find these pretty much anywhere. I think Amazon sells them. You can find them at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann Fabrics. Not sure if Blick sells them, but you can find them. They're pretty widely available. And again, They can be used for so many different things: paper crafting, scrapbooking, journaling, lots of different things. And then the other one is the Ohuhu white gel pen. So I was looking for, I'm always looking for a white gel pen that actually works. When I was doing a page for my fall color along that's on the channel now, I wanted to do part of the image in white gel pen and just go over all of the black lines in white gel pen. And I pulled out every gel pen that I own. I have the Uniball Signo, I have Jelly Rolls, I have some other ones. I have some from Marie's. I'm not really familiar with that. I don't even know how I bought them. And they were not working. They were splotchy. And so I found the Ohuhu. I decided to give them a chance because the metallic paints are so great. And this white gel pen is fantastic. It works really well. It works on everything. It works on paint. It works on wax. It is a really, really nice gel pen. I think I bought a set. So I bought a set of 10. There were 4 white, 3 gold, and 3 silver. And I've been using them. And they work really, really well. The gold is really nice too. It's a nice bright gold. The silver is really nice as well. It's a nice bright silver. And they're just really nice pens. The only thing I can say that negatively about them is that even though it looks like there's a lot of ink in the pen, there doesn't seem to be. The ink doesn't seem to last very long. Like I remember I pulled out a new one and I was coloring with gold on one of my pages. And I was using it quite a bit, but I wouldn't say it was like a really large surface. And when I was finished, the pen was almost gone. So I don't know why that would be. Like they have the same amount of ink as, say, you know, a Sakura Jelly Roll, but the ink just doesn't go very far. So that's the only thing I would say that is negative about these. But if you're looking for a white gel pen that works, that really works, I would say give this a try. I believe that the set I bought of 10 with the gold and the silver were around $9. And I thought that was a really good price. And I especially thought it was a really good price when I started seeing how fast they go. They don't last very long, each pen. But I will definitely buy them again. And I would say to give them a try if you need some really good gel pens that work in white and gold and silver. So those are my 2 honorable mentions. So I am done for this video. Thank you so, so much. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative and interesting. Again, let me know in the comments if you like any of these products, if you own them, what you think of them, and let me know what you thought of my rankings. Again, it was really hard to rank some of them because I just love them. So I hope you have a fantastic day, a fantastic week, and of course, a very crafty day. Take care.